The Earth is a vast and wonderful place that we want to learn more about, but it pales in comparison to the cosmos, as technology has allowed us to launch rockets and satellites into space. We've been itching to learn more and more about the unknown, and Voyager has just sent us a terrifying warning that's about to change everything. Contrary to what their names imply, Voyager 2 was the first to leave Earth on August 20th, 1977. The launch was a success and was followed by Voyager 1 in September 1977. Both spacecraft were on their way to explore the cosmos and were the first to take pictures of the Moon and the Earth in one frame. This happened shortly after the launch, and NASA had already begun to make history. However, the mission was much more than just roaming around near the Moon. It was to look at the details of the outer solar system. Even though we popularly imagine the solar system to be completely round in shape, not all of the planets orbit the Sun in oval patterns, and there are only a few moments in time when they all perfectly align in a way that allows for effective space travel. For the Voyager craft, all of the planets were in their path. Voyager wouldn't need to deviate much from the path to get to the points it needed to go. This was crucial because the Voyagers don't run on solar power or regular fuel, they run on RTGs, and given the Voyagers' long journey ahead of them, using this as efficiently as possible was critical. Within a year, the Voyager craft made their way to Jupiter, sending 4,000 images showing the planet up close. Not only that, but Voyager discovered 2 new moons and an extra ring within this first year, proving that launching the $865 million probes into space was worthwhile. It's hard to deny that knowing more about the solar system in which we live is becoming increasingly crucial. Voyager was supposed to make its way to Saturn. This turned out to be a little trickier than NASA had hoped for, because not only was the route rough and Voyager collided with multiple space rocks, but they also discovered that Saturn had 4 additional moons that no one knew about before. One of the new findings was Saturn's largest moon, Titan. This was the point at which Voyager 1's original mission was officially terminated, rather than continuing on to Neptune or Uranus. NASA's scientists redirected the trajectory of Voyager beyond our solar system. Voyager 2 was expected to take its place and proceed onto Neptune and Uranus instead, and it did so admirably. On the 25th of August 2012, Voyager officially crossed the solar system's boundary, but not before sending a family photo of the solar system with all of the planets in the photograph. It was the first real look we've ever had at how small the Earth is in the grand scheme of things, and with it, Voyager went headfirst through the heliopause and the heliosphere, officially beginning its journey beyond our solar system. Back in the 1970s, no one could have really predicted that technology from that era would survive into this one, let alone take the journey to an interstellar level. Even though Voyager isn't in the pristine condition it was originally, and many parts of it have had to be turned off to keep it running this entire time, there were never really any major issues in terms of reliability. Sure, the speed of information transmission has decreased, but considering we're still able to get information from the edge of the solar system, waiting a few extra hours to receive a message isn't all that bad. Right now, Voyager is nearly 15 billion miles away from Earth, and while the spacecraft appears to be operating normally, there have been a few strange anomalies in the messages it's sending. It was discovered that the spacecraft was having difficulty determining where it was and where it intended to travel. Suzanne Dodd, the project's Safe Mode manager, noted that challenges like these are to be expected at this stage, given that the project has been running for 45 years. Despite the issues, the spacecraft has not entered Safe Mode. Communication appears to be alerting NASA that the spacecraft had made contact with a foreign object, which might have been a pocket of gas, a rock, or pretty much anything else that may exist out there in space. At first, it seemed like something or someone had made contact with Voyager, but what made matters worse was the fact that collecting information was taking 21 hours, which would mean you'd have to wait at least a day to figure out what was going on. The NASA team determined that the potential issue was the spacecraft's altitude articulation and control system, which malfunctioned and caused the spacecraft to become disoriented in space. The spacecraft was sending messages to a dead computer, which corrupted the information before sending it to NASA. Fortunately, it was a problem that could be resolved from the control room on Earth. NASA sent it some commands that allowed it to divert information back to the correct computer, completely fixing the corruption in the messages. It was all just a glitch, but considering how Voyager wasn't even supposed to be able to work at this point in time, almost 5 decades after its launch, it's extremely difficult to tell if the glitch was actually just a glitch, since the scientists working on the project confirmed that Voyager was technically still in full function. The computers and Voyager itself are working perfectly well, and scientists don't see why it would have made the switch that caused the glitch unless it came into contact with something that forced it to change the way it sends signals back to NASA. So, either Voyager experienced a random glitch for the first time in almost 5 decades, or something else out there caused it to change the way it worked entirely. Something caused it to send us a message that, although seems garbled right now, doesn't mean it should be ignored, just because we don't currently understand it. What do you think? Please tell us in the comments below. If you like this video, then please give it a like, subscribe, click the bell notification icon to keep up to date with all the activity on the channel, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.